Welcome back to the Be a Force podcast, brought to you by B Squared Management. I'm your host, Melissa Lopez, and on today's episode, I've got with me King Soloman. Now, you've lived New York and Miami, and right now, where are you?
Hey, what's happening? We in Miami right now, living it up.
Okay, so how do you like Miami?
I love it down here. I mean, honestly, transitioning from New York wasn't that easy. Basically, like resetting your life in a way. You come down here, nobody. But, after a little bit of grinding, after putting in the work, you start to build your circle, you start to live life down here, and you start to enjoy it.
So, what inspired you to move from New York to Miami?
Straight up just to, get away, have, a new experience, I wasn't doing anything positive for myself in Brooklyn, even though that's my hometown, that's where I was from. I felt like I was just wasting my time, chilling with, the old clique, and, I wasn't really making any moves that were, growing me, as a person, so I felt like coming down here, having a new opportunity, it would be a great way for me to, build myself up,
Oh, definitely. I've moved around a lot and I've lived in both places. And I know that they both have totally different vibes. So, Miami or New York, which vibe do you think is King Solomon?
Damn, that's a tough question. I would definitely have to say both. I mean, you have me picking. All right, fine. I got to say New York without a doubt. That's my hometown. So that's where I was raised. That's where I was from. So everything that I say, everything that I rap on my music, I mean, that's all from New York. So I have to say New York.
Now, what do you think?
Brooklyn.
What do you think has been the biggest transition musically for you? The New York music scene is so different from the Miami music scene. The type of music they're listening to, both places, so different. What do you think has been the biggest transition taking your music from New York to Miami?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the transition comes with the people, as you start to meet new people in your life that you never seen before, and they start to influence you and teach you their ways, that Southern culture. It definitely has an impact on my vibe, because without those experiences, I wouldn't have anything to talk about. I wouldn't have these new experiences that get you excited and get you learning, So I would definitely say that the people definitely help the most.
Now, when it comes to your journey from New York to Miami, what's been your favorite part and what's been kind of the hardest part bringing your music from up north down south?
Definitely the hardest part would be just finding people down here who support the movement, because I don't have the same fan base that I have in New York. So I had to put in a lot of work in order to get the results I wanted. But one of the easiest things is I have to say just being able to record on the beach and just have a sick party and just be able to experience that vibe, because it's just different down here. It's sunny all year round, and you got to enjoy that.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Now, before you left Brooklyn and you moved down to Miami, you recorded a song about your journey. Can you tell me a little bit about what that was like for you, recording that song in preparation to make your move from New York down to Miami?
Yeah, that's Wish Me Well. It's funny you say that, because my boys are blasting it on the speakers outside right now. We're at the after party. We just recorded a music video for my song I Need That. But the song you're talking about, Wish Me Well, that was straight up just about leaving New York, and just even if you don't like me, even if you're my best friend, whoever you are, if you know me, all I ask is that you just wish me well. I don't need any other negativity. You just say wish me well, and I get the point, And that journey was hard, because I legit left my hometown. I left everybody I knew, but that's how you grow as a person. So yeah. Straight up, that song really says a lot,
When you first moved down to Miami, was that a song that really helped inspire you to keep going and to keep pushing when you arrived in this new place?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, everyone really caught on to the song. It started going big. I mean, I think I had 10 followers or something on SoundCloud, and it got 15,000 listens in the first month. And after that happened, I was like, damn. I was like, they must be liking something about my music,
Yeah.
So I just kept it rolling.
That's awesome. So your first time releasing something on SoundCloud, how long ago was that? And what was that like for you first releasing music and sharing it with the world?
That's crazy you asked that, because the first song that I ever released on SoundCloud was 2 years ago, but the truth is that I didn't even do anything with it. I didn't promote it. I didn't like give it to my friends. I didn't even let anyone know about it. I kind of just put it on and just let it sit there. And then a year later, I dropped "Wish Me Well," and that was really what changed everything, because that was the song that like took off. And it's a humble experience because you're not used to so many people listening to your music, and especially coming from a background where you didn't let anyone know anything about you, because that's just the nature of New York. It's pretty cool, you know, but it's very humbling, I gotta say, you know.
Oh, for sure. Releasing music and expressing yourself to the world is definitely humbling. Moving from one part of the country to another part of the country, another humbling experience. And it seems like you're doing a really good job at taking these experiences and putting it into your music. Now, is there any experience in particular that kind of inspired you to start rapping in the first place and to really take the plunge to start going for it full force?
I think honestly it was just that I wasn't enjoying any of the music that I was hearing on the radio. Like I have my artists that I like J. Cole, Jay-Z, you know, all like East Coast stuff like that. But I just feel like I was getting tired of listening to music I didn't enjoy. So I was like, I want to make that music for myself. And then that really motivated me when I released my first song, and I started to talk to more people. They started digging it. I talked to my producers. They were like, listen, we got to do this. We got to try this. And they also pushed me too. You know, I think having a strong team behind you that really supports you, it helps you stay motivated.
So, when you talk about music that you weren't really feeling on the radio, who are some of your inspirations when it comes to music?
Definitely Jay-Z, Mac Miller, Joey Badass. I mean, those are people that I really grew up listening to, you know, especially because, like, I went to school at Murrow where Joey Badass is from, too. So, like, I watched him basically come up, and it really inspired me. It showed me that it's possible to make music, be successful with it, and just take your talent to the next level. You just got to be fully confident in yourself. You got to invest in yourself, and it really shows people that you're serious, and it makes others invest in you, too, you know?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, there's a saying that if you want people to invest in you, they need to know that you've invested in you first. So showing that you're investing in yourself is definitely the right path to go. And it definitely shows people that you're serious about what you're doing and you want them to take you seriously too. Now, with your move down to Miami, did you go alone or did you take some of your team with you or did you have to rebuild your team?
Yeah, I went down to Miami by myself, alone. I really drove down my Corolla and just started over. I was fortunate enough. I met my future wife down here, and I started to make music more and meet people who really supported me. But when I first came down here, it was just solo dolo.
Wow. So what made you pick Miami?
What was the scene in Miami when I came down here? It was that South Beach vibe, just everyone go clubbing, like Jersey Shore status. But I wasn't really about that. I was more of just like trying to find myself, trying to focus on what's important to me. And I just switched it up and made moves and like built, you know, myself up.
Wow, that's so awesome. You've come to Miami by yourself. You've kind of found your own scene. You've got your vibe going. You've got this whole new team you're kind of rebuilding. And now you've got your Instagram. I got a chance to stalk you on there. And you have got a freestyle every Friday. Now, what I absolutely love about this freestyle every Friday is that it doesn't matter where you are. You've got a freestyle in the Everglades. You've got one. Is that a doctor's office? I mean, they're everywhere. How do you manage to figure out where you're going to freestyle?
It kind of just comes like with the mood and I guess the given attitude that I have that day. Sometimes I have a pre-planned location, like when I went to Times Square, I knew that's what I was going to do. And sometimes, like when the hurricane came, I knew I was going to talk about that. But sometimes I just like go with the flow. But mostly the common denominator is that it's relating to what's happening with my life right now, you know? Like my most recent one, I was giving back to all my followers with the freestyle and shouting out my team because like I was really feeling the support, you know? Before that, I was doing freestyles for the hurricane, doing freestyles in Wynwood, just trying to get prime locations that I know people would enjoy seeing and just having those dope visuals to go with the dope lyrics and just build it up like that.
But your locations are insane. I mean, in the Everglades, I've done one of those Everglade boat ride tours with the alligators, and you said there was an alligator right there. Were you not afraid to do a freestyle right there?
Legit. Legit. Nah, because like the guy driving the boat was in the water and he was like not afraid to wrestle that alligator. Like he's had previous experience. It's nuts. So when he legit came through with the boat ride, I was like, yo, we have to freestyle right now. It's the hurricane. We're on an airboat. It's about the thunderstorm. I was like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance, you know?
Okay, but did you pet an alligator?
I did not pet the alligator. If you saw in the video, I looked back like during halfway of the freestyle because I was like, yo, this man better not attack me. Like, I saw him looking, you know? But, from time to time, I try and wrestle with the alligators, but, like, I'm not, like, the swamp man yet. So I got some learning to do before I jump in there.
Those tours are really fun. I love that you took the opportunity to do that. And then you have one in a doctor's office, right? Is that a doctor's office where you did that one?
That was my friend. He basically had his own doctor's toy store, and he was in charge of making sure that all of the equipment there gets sold. And I was like, you know what? Let me come do like a freestyle / advertisement and really help this man out, because that was my friend from Brooklyn. He moved down here to Miami too. So when I found out that he worked in the doctor's toy store, I was like, yo, let's go do this. I was like, I don't really know what is going on this week, but let's make it a dope advertisement for you, and then just went with it.
That's so funny. I loved that. I love that you just freestyle everywhere. So make sure you guys check out King Soloman every Friday on Instagram, because there's always going to be a good freestyle for you to listen to. Now, I know you just released your mixtape.
Exactly.
You just released your mixtape on September 9th, NYC to Miami. Tell me what we can expect to hear on that. Well, it's already out, but for those of us who haven't gotten a chance to listen to it, let everybody know what they can hear.
Just like raw lyrics, you know, everything that I rap about, I really did. You know, I'm not fronting, I'm not flexing. I'm just talking about my story. You know, like the first line off the album is "Check out the boy who just landed." You know, it's like I'm just trying to tell my story, my journey. I got people on there on the features for the tracks that I've known for a long time. Everybody who really is family got on the track. And it's just me giving you a reflection of everything that I've been through the past year and a half, you know?
Wow, that's really cool. I love that it's called New York to Miami, because that is a huge transition. I've done it myself. I lived in Miami, and then I went to New York, and then I went back to Miami. So I know that transition, it's very, very, very different. And it's not necessarily an easy transition, but it's definitely worthwhile. Now, before we go, you got to let everybody know where they can follow you and where they can check out those freestyles every single Friday, plus how they can get their hands on your mixtape.
Yeah, so you can check me out on every social media platform there is: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on every single streaming platform: Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, Napster, Tidal, all that good stuff. You can follow me, King Soloman. I just tell everyone to type in King Soloman, NYC to MIA in Google, and then everything will come up. So you could do that. You know, also on YouTube, go show love. I post up the full videos of the Friday freestyle. And trust me, if you stay updated, I promise that you're never going to be bored when you look at my page. That's one thing I can guarantee.
I agree. I can co-sign that one. I had a lot of fun looking through your Instagram. There's a lot of really cool stuff on there. A lot of fun freestyles. And what do we have to look forward to for King Soloman? What's next?
Oh, true. This music video that I just finished shooting today, the I Need That music video will be coming out early November.
All right, so you guys better check out King Soloman. Follow him on all platforms, especially Instagram, because it's a lot of fun stuff on there. And then we'll be ready for when your new video for I Need That comes out. King Soloman, thank you so much for talking to me today. I really, really appreciate your time.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me. I hope to be back soon.
Awesome.
All right, take care. Thank you.
Thanks again for listening to the Be a Force podcast, brought to you by B Squared Management. I'm your host, Melissa Lopez, and until next time, be a force.